What it is, what it do, cyber world. Welcome to the Ash Said It Show. I am your host, Ash Brown. I appreciate all of the love and support. Over 1,700 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this is possible without you guys, so I thank you so very, very much. Today is a very special, special day. I found one of my sisters from another mister, and I've been following this lady all over the globe, all over social media, really. That's really where I've been following her. And this woman is a self-love coach. She is a phenomenal speaker and an international retreat leader, the wonderfully, overly talented, and creator of the African Goddess Rising Oracle, the wonderful Abiola Abrams. Hello, Miss Abrams.
Hello, goddess. After an opening like that, like, cause I give talks, I feel like I'm dancing out onto the stage. Set the whole stage. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
I was shocked when I didn't hear music come on. I'm like, yes.
We gonna get it popping today, sis. I love it.
Yes.
Thank you so
All that.
much. Thank you so much. I know that you've got a tight schedule. You are here and there. You are trend setting. You are setting the world on fire. So it is an honor and a pleasure to have you here on my show today.
It's an honor to be here, and I love you. I love your energy.
Aww.
I love your vibes. Sis, you are doing it. I'm a New York chick, so when people are like, yes, I'm like, yes.
Well, first off, I want to talk about, this is all the buzz. It's a little under a month old. It hasn't even been a full month since this product has dropped. I'm talking about the African Goddess Rising Oracle that you created. My sister, I got these the same week they came out. And as we were talking earlier about how when it comes to oracle cards and we're going into the metaphysical and things of that nature, there's not a lot of representation of African goddesses and African queens and beautiful women of the chocolate descent.
Yes,
To actually see this product come out, I was excited. I was hyped. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta see. I saw a couple of stills and I was like, oh my gosh, I have got to get this. This has been such a blessing to me. I've done my own private readings and they have been spot on. You did it. You did that one.
Yeah.
What prompted you to actually create this product?
So to take it back to the beginning, the ancestors, the ancestors really told me that it was my sacred duty and my sacred assignment to create the African Goddess Rising Oracle cards. And I feel like, they have been preparing me to do this work for a really long time. This particular deck is actually, it works in partnership with a book. There's a booklet that comes with the deck, but it also works with a book named African Goddess Initiation, Sacred Rituals for Self-Love, Prosperity, and Joy. And the book came out in July. And then the cards did so well in pre-sale that they moved the date up. They were supposed to come out around now, but they moved it up a month or so because they were bestsellers before they even came out. And I say that not because anything special about me,
Right.
but because we are hungry for ourselves. We are hungry to see our beauty, our power, our strength reflected. We are starving for that. And so, Ash, my first deck that I created, the African Goddess Affirmation cards, I actually created that like maybe about 7 years or so ago, and it was the first deck of its kind at that time. And I'm proud to say that after that, several people have created, decks that are based on Black people, Black women.
Right.
But with this project, it went way even deeper. And the reason why is, like I said, it was an ancestral assignment. So each goddess in the deck, each card in the deck represents a goddess, an entity, or a shadow, or an ancestor from our lineage as, people of African descent. And one of the things that I am really proud of with this deck is that for us who were trafficked into the New World, like so-called New World, all of us, throughout the diaspora, as folks who are listening know, Africa and African people are not just the 54 amazing countries on the continent, but it's all of us throughout South America, Central America, Latin America, and of course the United States, all of us who were trafficked out of our homes. And when we were trafficked worldwide, we hid our gods, our goddesses, our stories. And for me, this deck was a reclamation because I wanted to include not only the energy of the motherland on the continent itself, but the energy of all of us throughout the diaspora. So there are goddess energies and ancestors from the Caribbean and from New Orleans, from the Gullah Geechee folks, like all of us. This deck is us.
Yes, and I love that part as far as you having the origin stories behind all of these queens, all of these goddesses. I want to say, I'm looking at it now, Goddess of Liberation from the Maroons and Jamaica. I was like, ooh, Jamaica.
Queen Mother Nanny. So let me tell you about Queen Mother Nanny. So first of all, Black folks worldwide, if you invite us somewhere, we bring friends.
Okay,
right?
Exactly.
So it was the same thing with the goddesses in this deck. When I opened the door, the ancestors tapped on my shoulder, and I opened the door to the goddesses. They brought friends, they brought ancestors, they brought queens. All of those are a part of our divine feminine spiritual force field around the world. So Queen Mother Nanny, enough folks don't know about her. This woman freed 800 people in Jamaica that, she's on the Jamaican $500 bill. And the way that the story is told is that when the slave ship docked, somehow her and her brothers escaped and made it into the bush, but they didn't just chill and say, okay, we good. They came back and burned down plantations and freed 800 folks that escaped over into the hills, the Jamaican Maroons, and her descendants, their descendants are still there thriving to this day. So she is the goddess of liberation in this deck. All about when she shows up, when you pull that card, she is about your personal liberation, your personal freedom. And it could be something as concrete as, maybe you're attached to a job or a relationship that you're needing freedom from. But it could also be, depending on what cards show up with her, something deeper that you don't even see yet, that you need to free yourself, you need to take a look at.
I love it. Now, little birdie told me, Abiola, that you did a little reading on your girl. So I've never actually had a reading done on my show. So this is a first. I'm excited and a little nervous, but we're gonna do a. Go ahead and we're gonna do that reading now.
Absolutely. Let me give a little disclaimer, just because I'm nervous that my bell is gonna ring, y'all. If the bell rings, it's all good. Like I said, I live in New York. I live in Harlem. I don't have a doorman, so the doorbell rings. I'm waiting for a package. Hopefully it won't, but if it does, that's the deal. We'll all be okay. We'll live. Okay, so here is the reading. I pulled cards before we got on the line, and no surprise, I pulled Goddess Yasigi, who is the goddess of the Dogon people. Her energy is very much about living out loud. It says live out loud on the card. And I pulled Mama Jumbo, whose energy means shine. And if Mama Jumbo sounds familiar, it is because the colonizers took her name and bastardized it to mean mumbo jumbo, to mean nonsense. But she is actually a goddess. Yes, she is actually a goddess, like an earth goddess who protects the environment. And so shine and live out loud, of course, are Ash's perfect energy. Here's what I also pulled, sis. Also, the Queen of Sheba showed up, and Goddess Mojaji, meaning that you are manifesting something big. Secret to reveal is the Queen of Sheba's energy. Something big is coming forward. But here's the big but. Here's the big but. You have somebody around you, a person or persons around you that do not necessarily mean your best. And they are feeling, they are wanting to feel good about you, but there's just an energy of jealousy or an energy of you're giving, like you're a natural giver. You're like me, where it's like, come on, if I'm making it, we all making it. We all eat it. But there's somebody, just pay attention. Somebody who is around you who there's an energy of jealousy and an energy of potential betrayal. And so what you want to do is just be aware of that and be, keep your camp tight as you rise, because big things are coming for you. I pulled Goddess Mojaji, who's the rain queen in South Africa, manifestation card. She comes when it's about raining down blessings, meaning that big things are in store for you. But you got to clean house. You got to clean house while you're on the way there, because meanwhile, there are all these people that may be subtly throwing things in your way that you are not in need of and that are not in alignment with you. Does any of that resonate?
Absolutely. And it is absolute. This is the universe just talking. This is the ancestors speaking out loud, because there is someone that I've recently that has come to my spirit, sis. That's come to my spirit about this individual, and I'm not gonna go into detail about stuff, but yes, I'm like, ooh,
Yes.
see, we didn't even talk about that. It can't even say, oh well, she told her.
Spoken about anything.
We have not spoken about any of that. And for you to say that to me today, right here on this show, that's confirmation. That ain't nothing but confirmation from above. Confirmation. And I know, like, I got a lot of things in the works, and there's a lot of things that's coming for me. But as you said, you got to clear house, because everybody that pretends to be in your circle, baby, they not for you. And if you get that little inkling that maybe they probably not.
Yes. So big, yes. You are a superstar. Like this says, like right now, what I'm looking at, this reading says this woman is a superstar. Like we're talking Oprah level, stratosphere superstar. You have a big voice and a big purpose. Clean house. Everybody that got you to A is not meant to ride with you to B.
That's right. Say it out loud. I love it.
And got it? Yes. Okay, good. And I usually tell people, I'm like, don't beat me up. I'm just a messenger.
No, it's like, the fact that you could have pulled any cards and you could have had any other message for me. That one right there, that hits home too close. that is spot on. Spot on. Oh my goodness. Sis, I love you to pieces. Thank you so much for coming through today. Definitely appreciate you. Let everyone know the best way that they need to get in contact with you. You know they need to go ahead and get these oracle cards, because I know it's going to sell out for Christmas time. Y'all need to go ahead and get these.
Yes, definitely get the card. So the card deck is named the African Goddess Rising Oracle Card. And like I said, that they are based on the book. So if you want to really go deeper, you can get the cards and the book. The book will give you a ritual associated with each goddess, the African Goddess Initiation book. You can find it all at my site, which is womanifesting.com. So like manifesting.com, womanifesting.com is the site. And I also am doing personal readings. Ancestors told me a couple of weeks ago, start doing readings. So I don't know how long that's going to last. But for right this minute, I am doing readings. So you can book all of that and find all of that through the site. And I'm on social media at Abiola TV. And my podcast is named the Goddess Temple Podcast.
I absolutely love it. Sis, thank you so much for coming through. You know you got to come back, all right? Because this is, we're going to have part 2 and 3. I know you got some stuff cooking on the stove we couldn't really go into today. We got some things out there cooking. So next time you come, we're definitely going to jump into that stuff. But I appreciate you so very much.
Thank you, sis. Thank you.
Not a problem. And I appreciate and I thank each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.